fake carrots, fake fruit, fake grapefruits, fake liar, you liar!
Did we get that right? Did it work? Welcome to the Prepared Mind channel, everyone. If you're not here, you're nowhere mentally. It is about the mind. I know we need our physical preps, folks. I get it. I know it. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense. There's a million other channels out there that want to tell you how to buy the pew-pews and what kind of chow you need to be grubbing down. Mine, of course, my big push there is make sure there's meat. Make sure it is good quality. Make sure it tastes good and have lots of spices, literally lots of spices. And oh yeah, make sure you have sprouts or some way to get fresh veggies. Woo! Okay, yeah, so food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine. Oh yeah, all of that's out there. What we're talking about is the biggest problem of them all. Once you have all that stuff shelved, poof, it's right there ready for you. You're good, but you're not. You're truly not. And what I'm talking about is if you're not ready up here, okay? When I was in the RMZ, I'm probably top 1% people being prepared mentally for hardship. It was fucking hard. It was not easy, right? Being isolated, dealing with a psychotic rooster. Anyways, it's difficult. Right? It's not like a bad day at work or a bad hair day or I don't like Mondays or whatever that is nothing compared to the problems out there. Now, if you're up north and you're dealing with being snowed in, you get a little taste. Lose your power, you get a little taste of the problems. You have some assholes in your neighborhood causing problems. Yeah, that can make you lose sleep at night. Think about it. My neighbor just got broken into. The car down the street just got busted into. It's like, are they coming for me next? And I've seen people lose their shit and panic. It's difficult to deal with adversity. So knowing the banking system's collapsed or they dropped a fucking nuke somewhere, are we next? Right? Stuff like that. It's a bigger deal. Right, BLM is marching down the streets and they're burning, looting, and murdering again. It'll get to you. Okay, now let us just settle with that. Go. Okay, we're prepared for this. We need to understand what's going on out there, over that way. Right? We want a good eye on our local news, which is up to you. I don't know where everyone lives, but national news and then also international things. So we are fully aware, fully prepared, and we can think for ourselves what we can expect in our own world. It's just that, it's not simple, but it's that simple, right? It's simple to say, these are the things I need, the prepared mind. So let's get into it, shall we? Oh, by the way, it is What the Hey Thursday. So we're going to start out with one hell of a what the hey, right? What is going on out there that is affecting our lives? I mean, us as individuals, us as a community, and then us as the whole freaking nation and planet. There is an enemy. There is a driving force behind it. Pow, just punching us in the stomach every day with their crap. Are you prepared? Right? So I'm going to do my 30-minute monologue, and then you have a chance to have your questions come up. Now, I've got some great, great stories, which are incredibly positive for us, both domestically and around the world, having to do with prep to action. I want you to know you're doing a great freaking job and a great service for humanity. And then coming on here and sharing your thoughts, your ideas, your questions, your observations, your predictions. By doing that, you're helping other people think, wake the fuck up, and take the appropriate steps. So let us dig right in, shall we? In New York City, the Attorney General, New York, City, New York State. The Attorney General, Letitia James. Remember this dipshit? She's the one that's going after Trump, right? Well, because she's the fount of goodness and wholesomeness, right? Letitia James, she is going to host a drag queen story hour readathon for children under 12. What is a readathon? Is that like a marathon, right? Like the Jerry Lewis fundraising marathon? Right? That means it's hours and hours and hours and hours. Letitia James is the Attorney General. That means the top lawyer in the whole state responsible for prosecuting crime in New York. She's going to host a bunch of men or people who were once men or people who have genitalia and may claim to be anything from a woman, or they're fluid, or they're a fucking fire hydrant, or they're a giraffe, or they're a purple and green zebra. Whatever they identify as, these freaks, while they pop their fake tits out and act in a very over-sexualized manner around children. This is her children's queen, drag queen story readathon for children under the age of 12. Prosecute Trump, right, Letitia? He's bad. But groom the children. Groom them to be sex toys for fruitcakes. And that's the Democrat playbook, folks. I was talking to someone the other day who is he claims to be politically apolitical, but progressive also. So he's a progressive apolitical person. It was a very strange, interesting conversation. Interesting fellow. So I'll probably talk to him a few more times because I want to learn more. I want to know how people who think differently than I do think so I can understand. Very interesting how these people think, right? We've got to expect nothing but the worst from them. Anyways, what this guy said, he goes, you know what? Neither the Democrats nor the Republicans have a platform anymore. And I said, that's very interesting. And this guy says, I'm not going to bash Trump and I'm not going to make fun of Biden for being stupid. And I was like, well, there you go. You don't want to play those games. So let's talk real political science, because he was a poli-sci major in college. Very interesting cat. Where is the political platform? Remember what that was? These are the things the party stands for. The Republicans used to be strong national defense, lower taxes, anti-abortion, pro-Second Amendment. See where I'm going with this? Pro-freedom of speech. That used to be on the Democrat side too. Right? Freedom, 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 freedom. Where is the fucking platform? Back in 2016, I was asking everybody, hey, where's Trump with talking about freedom and liberty? It was all about giving money away. Oh, look where we're at now. Fucking drag queen readathon for children under 12. Look how the world has changed. Okay, so I want to continue. And I want to give you the prep for action. I'm not just going to tease you, folks. I'm going to give it to you. Now, where's Remy Mersch? Has anyone seen or heard from Remy lately? He's over in the Netherlands. The Netherlands, the Dutch, if you will. They're the ones that were driving their farm tractors down the road, spreading shit, lighting hay bales on fire, spraying government buildings with composted shit. God bless them. I love those Dutch for that. Plus, they make great wooden shoes. Anyways, the Dutch, they have done exactly what you and I have been prescribing for America. They have prepped to action. And it won. It's winning, folks. It won. We all need to do the same thing. And I'm going to tell you the story, and then you're going to understand, right? Take action. Fight them. In the Netherlands, the quote, get this, farmers movement has won. A political, shall we call it, tsunami has swept over the Netherlands, right? The massive farmers protest, folks, has started a quote, farmers movement party. And it passed, folks. It passed. the ruling People's Party, right? Nobody can ignore us any longer, said the farmers' movement leader, Caroline van der Plas. They've got a political party now, folks. They can't be ignored. They're going to have a voice. They're fighting back. They're prepping. They're taking action. We need to do the same and keep doing the same. And now I'm going to give you the American one of this, right? I talked about a Rasmussen poll yesterday. 60% of Americans thought such and such and such. Well, today, another Rasmussen poll has come out, and it shows a majority of all voters, meaning Democrats, Republicans, and independents. They believe that Trump's 2020 campaign was sabotaged, not by space aliens, but by, you got it, politicians in Washington, D.C. who are Republicans and rhinos. That's right, McCarthy in the House and other rhinos. Remember Paul Ryan, the rhino shit stain? Yes, and then we also have in the Senate, you have Turtles McConnell, sabotaged, withheld money, got candidates kicked out of there that wanted to run on a pro-America, America First, Make America Great Again campaign platform. That's kind of a platform, folks. Make America First? Right. So a majority of Americans believe this, folks. They believe that the GOP sabotaged the GOP Trump by GOP, non-GOP rhinos. Folks, prep to action is working in America. See, people understand. Now, they haven't done anything yet, but they now understand, they now believe. And this poll demonstrates that. It demonstrates that your efforts of showing, talking, communicating, sending carrier pigeons to your friends, right? We are beating the misinformation and the disinformation that is coming out of DC. We're beating the misinformation and disinformation of the mainstream media, which is, of course, why they need to silence me and silence you. And we need to keep fighting back. Keep trying. There's a purpose. There's a win to it. I know that we all kind of get discouraged from time to time, right? You talk to someone and they're like, talk to the hand in the face, don't want to hear you. I'm too busy watching football to care, right? Well, people are paying attention, actually. They are waking up. They're starting to get it. Now, if a majority believes that the GOP sabotaged Trump, then that means a bigger percentage than that even have heard it. They may not believe it, but at least they've heard it. It's out there. It's out there. Right? It's out there, and they're hearing it. They may not believe it, but they're hearing it. And as evidence comes out and more evidence comes out and we continue to talk about it, people are starting to believe it, and they're starting to take action. We don't have to wear our tinfoil hats, even though I really would like a very nice tinfoil hat. One of these days I'll have to get me one. I'm thinking I want one that has kind of a burnished finish versus that high gloss aluminum, so that maybe it'll scramble the alien signals before they get to my brain. Gotta love the satire. Anyways, I was in a quandary over which disclaimer to put on. Do I do a Second Amendment one? Do I do one on... Anyways, I came up with just doing the "you're a liar," right? Because this story came up. This is fascinating. This is evidence that people are hearing stuff. They're waking up. But of course, not enough of them understand. McCarthy, that's right, folks, Speaker of the House, Meathead McCarthy. I think that's going to be his new nickname, Meathead McCarthy. His approval is rising. It is really moving up because he released the January 6th tapes to Tucker Carlson. So his approval is going way up. Is that good enough? Well, not in my book. The guy is a shitheel. He is a meathead. He's a freaking rhino. And as far as I'm concerned, he's this far from being a traitor himself. Why? because taking action, doing 1% of something is not good enough. 1% action is not good enough. He is the Speaker of the House. Impeach Biden and save the Republic, meathead. That's what needs to happen. He needs to come out and acknowledge the Republic is in peril with Washington, D.C., with President Biden. I'm glad his approval is going up because maybe more people will support the idea and keep yelling at him and texting him and phoning him and emailing him saying, would you impeach Biden? That is what needs to be done. We need to take all the dirt we have and turn on a big fan and throw that dirt in front of the fan and blow it everywhere. Okay, meathead McCarthy, you're popular now? Great. Introduce the idea of impeachment. Stop fucking around. The world knows that Biden's a piece of shit. They know. Afghanistan, there you go. Nord Stream pipeline. Does anyone need to take a wild guess on that? Our southern border, our economy, the price of gas, the price of food, the military. Biden has done an awful lot. They all know it. It's out there. It is not misinformation or disinformation to point to the things that Biden is doing publicly. Even Janet Yellen, even old Yeller herself was testifying today. Secretary of the Treasury, right? Secretary of the United States Treasury, Janet Old Yeller Yellen, came out and said, the economic circumstances we're under are caused by Biden's policies. It's not Trump's fault, folks. Sorry. It's Biden. Now, let us continue. But first, I'm going to have a quick sip. Very good. Now, trust. Do you trust the government? Do you trust your local politicians? What I found is that local politicians are every bit as untrustworthy as state and federal ones. They'll lie right to your fucking face, personally, with you standing in front of them. Not that I haven't had a federal politician do the exact same thing. Now, that said, they're all fucking liars, right? So, we don't trust them at the local level, nor the state, nor the federal. Do we have evidence of that? What is our proof? What is our huge trust indicator? How about this? I am going to propose to you, the Prepared Mind Network, the R Syndicate. What do we want to call it? The R Syndicate Secret Squirrel Club. Ooh, man, what do we want to call it? We have the Prepared Mind Club at our website. We have the Prepared Mind channel, and then we have the Prepared Mind Network that reaches out into other networks. And then we have the R Syndicate, which is a clearinghouse. That's really what it is, a clearinghouse for all things prepping. It's a great site. Ooman put it up. It kicks ass. You want to find something about prepping, something I'm not talking about, you can go there and find it. You want to learn to can tomatoes, you want to learn to grow tomatoes, you want to learn to hide your tomatoes, rsyndicate.com. Okay. In the United States of America, not Washington, D.C., gun sales have hit over 1 million. That's right, gun sales over 1 million again. What since Biden took office? For the 43rd straight month. There's 12 months in a year. So that's 3.5, better than 3.5 fucking years. Americans have said, we're going to keep buying guns. So this stat alone says that at least 43 million new guns have been sold in America in the last 3.5 years. That's an incredible amount of pew-pews, if you know what I'm saying. And so you're like, John, what the hell does that have to do with trust? Well, in America, we have the Second Amendment. It says the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed, right? Shall not be infringed. We have our gun law here because we know governments are corrupt. They're fucking thieves, and they'll kill you every chance they get. They'll violate your rights. They'll step all over you. So Americans, if they feel like the government's on their side, well, I think the 5 guns I have is enough. It's good. I'm good with 5. And then you get some character in there like Obama. And then you get the bureaucracy, the FBI, the CIA, the National Security Agency, Department of Homeland Security, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, don't forget the IRS are coming after us. Red flag fucking laws. Brilliant. Yeah, calling your neighbor and get them fucking killed by swatting them. Yeah, people don't trust the government. And this is a huge trust indicator. Yeah, folks, it's been going since Trump. Trump wasn't the untrustworthy part. It was the, oh yeah, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer. That's right. After the first term, when Republicans did absolutely jack shit, the first half of President Trump's presidency, oh, that was about 3.5 years ago. The math. It's all about the math. When they did absolutely nothing, and then we got Screwball Pelosi in charge, and we got Screwball Chuck Schumer in charge, it was like, yeah, they're on. And then Biden comes along, people are like, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Keep buying those guns. Keep buying that ammo. Don't erase that, you stupid thing. Here we are. Another trust factor, shall not be infringed. So Kentucky, folks, steps up and gives the big FU to DC. Kentucky lawmakers have passed a bill. They're going to call Kentucky a Second Amendment sanctuary. If you can make illegal aliens free to go where they want, sanctuary cities, why not have sanctuary states to not allow illegal stuff in, folks, just to maintain the legality of what we got? Unbelievable. Go Kentucky. Kentucky folks and other states are striking back at these freaks out there. Once again, what the hey? Prep to action is working. You doing it, folks. Passing on information, passing on news links, passing on, that's right, web addresses. Watch this video. Pay attention. Pay attention. It's coming. More shit, right? You bet more shit's coming, folks. Kentucky strikes back again. Only this time, not at the anti-gun DC people, but at perverted LGB queen groomers. In Kentucky, lawmakers have passed a bill that is going to allow parents to challenge the perverted, pornographic, obscene, lesbian, gay books in schools. Why the hell does it take state legislation to do this? Well, it's because they're ignoring folks. They're pretending that, well, that's not pornography. It's just a cartoon of a boy giving another boy a BJ and then talking about it. Yeah, we need that in school? Are you kidding me? But how dare you have anything in there that's written by, well, Thomas Jefferson or George Washington or James Madison? We can't have that because they had slaves. Well, if being a slave owner is bad, how is it that Biden's administration with all their pup handlers aren't being outed, canceled? That's right, folks. If you have your pup on a leash, he's your little pervy slave, isn't he? These are some sick fuckers, period. I try and keep my language clean, but there's some sick bastards out there. Now, we're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to take a wild guess. Yeah, brought to you by the Jim Jones Juice. Folks, actually, you know what? This is not take a wild guess. No wild guess is needed. There is a band, I believe from, was it the 80s or 90s, the Pussycat Dolls, right? I think they took their name from Josie and the Pussycats, which is a cartoon that featured Captain Caveman. And I do have a Captain Caveman toy somewhere that, that someone gave me. Oh, it was Jenny Jen. sent me a Captain Caveman. Anyways, I digress. Former Pussycat Dolls member says she was, quote, severely injured by the Moderna Jim Jones juice. That's her opinion. How about that? She didn't say she had a reaction. She didn't say I wasn't feeling too good. She didn't say, you know, kind of messed me up. She says she was severely injured. That's her story, folks, and she's sticking to it. No wild guess needed. I mean, seriously. Every day you eat food and you're normal. And if you get some food that's not so good, you don't feel good, you get indigestion, you know, you get gas or something, right? You go and you're fine. You're fine. You go, there's 1 week. The next week it's fine, you're fine. You go and you sit in a chair and you go, give me the Jim Jones juice right here. Stick me, man. Stick me. I want one of those little purple stickers so everyone knows that I'm virtue signaling that shit. Right? So Pussycat goes to get that. And there's a reaction. And an injury is sustained. And it's not good. You don't have to be a fucking rocket scientist to figure it out. Kind of like I wonder why all these doctors can't seem to figure out why children are having heart attacks these days, why super athletes are having heart attacks these days, why everyone are having heart attacks, strokes, blood clots, immune system breakdown. They're baffled. I love how people are having they're having heart attacks, suddenly dying for no reason, suddenly getting sick, suddenly having strokes, and doctors are baffled. Well, we're baffled about this. We're baffled about that. We don't understand why kids. We don't understand why athletes. We don't understand why normal people. Anyways, I find it interesting that there's all these injuries out there and deaths, but it is the celebrity ones that we hear about the most because, well, they're celebrities. Musicians, athletes, actors. Just ask Justin Bieber. Right? He looks like a commercial for, well, he looks like a commercial. Now, this was fascinating also. There's a Canadian doctor. He helped create the puberty blocker drugs that are being prescribed to children all over the place because, well, it cracks me up. They're not old enough to decide, do they want to be a boy or a girl? I don't know. Do I want to be a boy or a girl? I'm not old enough to decide. Right? So what? They want to put off going through puberty till later so they can choose when they've decided. Why would anyone give a child the authority to do that? Why would anyone allow a doctor to give a drug to a child? Well, here we are, folks. And in any event, the doctor says that the evidence is showing that, quote, puberty blockers are neither safe nor reversible. He says, quote, we were wrong. Once again, the Democrat playbook and Democrat platform, which is anti-American, it is anti-hetero, it is anti-freedom, it is anti-intelligent. Thank you, Jolene. They're all for this stuff. They want sterilized people. They want people's immune systems jacked up. They want people on the ground drooling like babbling idiots because of all the crap that they've been fed. It's just, hey, folks, shit has hit the fan. Shit is hit the fan. Unbelievable. That's about as believable, you know. Anyways, let's do this. Let's go to the Ask John Live segment of the show. Let's do it. What do you want to talk about? All right. Jolene says we got a bunch of stuff to roll across the board. Oh, whoa, we got Mick from the UK, mighty Mick. And he says, hey, John, gold hit an all-time high again in England. Yeah, folks, by the way, in other countries, gold is much more expensive, or the relative value to their currency is much higher. So the Australian dollar, the UK pound, right? There's no French franc anymore. There's French fries, but no French franc. Anyways, today gold was down in the United States of America, $7.40, and silver was down, but it's way up from where it was when this banking crisis hit. What I think is going on, folks, is the bailout. That's not a bailout, but it's actually a bailout that wasn't a bailout because they said they wouldn't do it, but they're bailing them out, the banks. So Wall Street rallied up 371 points. Today, it was down about the same yesterday. So it's still sitting lower than it was prior to the banking crisis, but don't worry, right? The banking crisis is still, how do we say this? The banking crisis, it's still there. It's still in the closet, and it'll come out of the closet. Trust me, they want everything out of the closet they can. It's still there. It's still imminent, if you will. They can kick the can down the road. They can try papering it over. But can you imagine a freight train barreling down the tracks at 60 miles an hour? Right? It's coming. It's got millions of pounds of cargo behind it. And you want to stop this train wreck, the train from hitting, right? So you put up a big wall of paper. That's what the Federal Reserve and that is what the U.S. Treasury is doing. That's what Biden is trying to do, is use paper to stop this freight train of destruction that's coming. And it's coming. It is not going to stop. Mark my words. We'll get a reprieve. They'll kick the can down the road. They'll try hiding it. Right? But gold, gold is settled. It's sitting there and it's waiting. It's waiting for the next thing. But in countries like the UK, they don't believe the banking problem is fixed. They know better. They're smart. People in the US, they're like, Uncle Sam will fix it. He fixes everything. Right. Okay, Jolene, let's step up. What is next? Charlanator says, a channel I watch on YouTube did a video called AI and Chat GPT. I could tell from the start that it was his voice digitized by artificial intelligence. Didn't sound like a real person. Yet he admitted it was AI doing the voice. Okay. I don't know where to go with that. Look, folks, I think AI is really fascinating. Artificial intelligence is very fascinating. For a computer to take information, run it through its little data sensors, weigh them, and then the computer can scan the internet for information and process it and come to decisions, come to conclusions, spit out answers. That's fascinating. It's really cool. Is it going to help America? Well, no, see, because politics is driven by agendas and belief systems, not by facts. Not by facts. So you could ask an AI computer, how do we solve the budget crisis? And it would say, well, let's see, stop spending more money than you take in. Right? That didn't take a supercomputer to figure that out. So why do we spend more money than we take in as a nation? Well, because it's run by people with political fucking agendas. So AI, it can figure out your health issues, right? AI computer could probably churn all the VAERS injury information. It could probably churn through all of the CDC reports that I'm not allowed to read because it would be misinformation. It could churn through all the information coming through all political offices, right? It could do that. It could churn through Moderna and Pfizer, AstraZeneca and Johnson & Johnson, and Merck, and all the other big pharma. It could chew through their documentation. And I'm sure AI would come out and say, I don't think that's such a smart thing to do. Right? In fact, AI could tell you all of the side effects and injuries, and it could break it down statistically and give you all kinds of data and say if it was worth it. And then AI could tell you how Cerveza really wasn't all that bad at all. Folks, but you don't need AI. You've got your own mind. I've looked at the data myself, and you don't have to be a rocket scientist. In fact, you don't have to be any kind of scientist. You just have to have a critical mind, the ability to read and understand and comprehend, and then form your own conclusions. But yeah, AI, what is it there for? It's being developed to replace humans. Robotics and AI is going to replace humans. They'll work for less money or none at all. They don't get sick. They don't need food. They just need some electricity. That's my belief system. They're doing AI and robotics to replace humans. Go to your grocery store. They now have humanless checkout. And it's funny, I've asked the checkers, I go, do you think that's a great idea? And they're like, yeah, it's fine. I'm like, oh, really? What happens when everyone's trained to check all their own stuff out? They're like, oh, I don't have a job. I'm like, right. Robots are now using inventory guidance software to stock the shelves of stores, to distribute and deliver products with Amazon. Less humans. Okay, that's where I was taking that. Thank you for the information, Charlonator. Jolene, where are we going next? What do we got? We got, oh, Bonnie Blue 2A. Haven't heard from you in a little bit, Bonnie. Good to see you back. She said, did John cover James O'Keefe's announcement of his new media company? O'Keefe Media Group, OMG. Oh, my God. He is developing an army of tens of thousands of people to expose truth, and it launches July 4th. Bonnie, I did not cover James O'Keefe's announcement. James O'Keefe is famous, folks, not for just having a good Irish name. And by the way, St. Paddy's Day, happy to you. They're always after me, Lucky Charms. Anyways, James O'Keefe was Project Veritas. And then he was let go by his own company, Project Veritas. And Project Veritas is interesting. It exposed so much corruption, so much lying, so much illegality. Of course, it wasn't prosecuted, folks. No. It wasn't prosecuted, was it? All that stuff that James O'Keefe uncovered should have been prosecuted hugely. It incenses me. It drives me nuts to see that type of work. Real investigative journalism, real digging around in the dirt to find out facts. And when they uncover criminality, they're like, yeah, it's fine. Anyways, the woke cancel culture in business said James O'Keefe, he's too whatever, conceited. He's too full of himself. Whatever. The dude's at the top of the fucking game, folks. Of course he's going to have a big head and be excited and crazy. Anyways, yeah, he started his own media company. Fuck Project Veritas. Let's go with O'Keefe Media Group. I look forward to the O'Keefe Media Group releases. But don't worry, it will be attacked. I hope that James O'Keefe doesn't have a board that can fire him from his own fucking media group. Has anyone learned a lesson here yet? I hope that James O'Keefe digs around and finds material and releases it to the public, continues to. And I'm certain, absolutely certain that Twitter is not going to like O'Keefe Media Group. I'm absolutely certain that the mainstream media is going to try getting him censored, silenced, punished, prosecuted, etc. I'm certain of it. They don't want the facts out there. They don't want your opinion. They don't want anyone to be heard but them. So that's why when I appear here with you guys at the Prepared Mind studio, right? they hate this. They hate the fact that I can sit here and talk to you and you can talk to me and we can all talk to each other. And then this video goes out on YouTube. It goes out on BitChute. It goes out on Rumble and wherever the hell else Jolene is sending it out there so people can wake the fuck up. They can wake up. And you can help wake up others by sharing that internet address. You can wake other people up and it is prep to action. And then they can start taking action. And look what's going on in Kentucky. Look what's going on in the Netherlands. Look what's going on in Missouri. That's right, that one bitch, she was going to burn it down. She's going to burn down the process because she doesn't like the fact that people don't want this perverted shit in their state. They love democracy until they hate democracy. Right? Speaking truth, fact, is a threat to democracy. What? Having an opinion is a threat to democracy. Free speech is a threat to democracy, they say. Well, isn't a democracy, right? The people rule everything. If we can't have a conversation, if we can't bring up, well, ideas and concepts, if we can't share opinions, if we can't determine what is and is not a fact by having a discussion about it, how the fuck are we supposed to make intelligent decisions and run this democracy? Well, it's not a democracy. We have a constitutional republic that has some concepts taken from the concept of democracy. One of those is voting. It is a representative government. It is a representative republic designed with embedded foundational freedoms and liberties called, well, that's right, the Bill of Rights. They fucking hate it. And if you like it, they hate you and they don't want you to say a word about it. Well. I tell you, folks, shit has hit the fan. Are you ready? The left hates you. They don't care what you think. A boy, a biological male with the XY chromosome in his genetics, his DNA, has decided that he's going to identify as a girl and joined the girls' high school track team. And folks, help them win a state championship. That's right. Once again, this has happened. And you know what this he, she, because I don't know what the hell it is, told everyone? Quote, deal with it. That is the arrogance. That is the temerity. That is the balls that these people have on the LGP fruitcake left. And I said balls on purpose because this guy who says he's a girl deal with it. Is that how we're going to go? Is that how this game is played? Okay, Kaz, do whatever you want out there and just say deal with it. Okay, Vaughn, you're now licensed to say deal with it. You see this face on the street and you got a problem with it? I'm going to tell you, fucking deal with it. I can't wait. Every day I wait for someone to say something stupid to me. And they don't. Because I'm just going to say, deal with it. You don't like my free speech? Deal with it. They don't want to deal with it. They don't. No. They're not going to deal with it. And when it comes to trolls, well, Mr. T helped let everyone know out there, this is how I deal with it.
Attention trolls. Any attempt to harm this channel will result in forcing YouTube to hand over your personal details for purposes of legal action against you. No more Mr. Nice John.
There it is, folks. Deal with it. And if you screw with me, then I think the Prepared Mind attorney will hand out some permission slips that you can appear in court and deal with it. All right, Jolene, let's get back into the questions in the insider group. Name redacted. Wow, John, you are running on all cylinders today. Thank you very much. I appreciate the compliment. Folks, it is you guys that keep me rolling. I appreciate the support, the enthusiasm, you joining just joining the mission. That's really what this is. I have a calling. I feel like I've been called to this. I've been here. I'm in my 10th year. In December, I'll have my 10th anniversary. But yeah, we're in the 10th year. Prepared Mind. Been here, done that, and still doing it and still loving it. At lunch today, I sat down and I thought, well, I can just eat a sandwich and space out and listen to some rock and roll while Russia conducts missile drills. Right? But no, I was like, no, I'm going to read. I'm going to study. I'm going to keep in this because I just love it. And I love tearing the left to pieces, pointing out their hypocrisy, their stupidity, pointing out what a bunch of liars they are, a bunch of ignorant fucks. Now, there it is, folks. Let's do another one. Jolene, who do we have? It is Mikey G. And he's got a question. And he says, can you impeach a sitting president during a time of war? So McCarthy better hurry up because war is coming. Well, I'll tell you what. When was the last time the United States of America declared war? Let's put that back up there if we may. Thank you. Let's just lift it up. Lift it up. When was the last time we actually declared war? If I'm not mistaken, it would be World War II. World War II. I can't think of another time. There wasn't war declared for Korea. The Cold War wasn't a declared war because it was the Cold War. Korea was a United Nations conflict, as was Vietnam. Everything since then has been a United Nations conflict. Correct me if I'm wrong. So if we're not in a declared state of war, then yeah, there's nothing prohibiting us from impeaching a sitting president. Now imagine this. Imagine if we were in a real war. President Biden declared actual war. Actually, wait a minute. No, president can't do that. Congress, and only Congress, can declare a state of war. The people's representatives have to say they're wanting war. The president's job is to execute that as commander-in-chief. Like the chief of police in your town, he is charged with keeping the peace, or supposedly keeping the peace, and so he executes that. He does that job. The president, upon direction of Congress, executes the War Act and is the commander-in-chief. During a time of war, if the president decides to commit high crimes and misdemeanors, or if he's been found to have done such, yes, he can be impeached. I don't see any provision, or I'm not aware of it, or maybe that brain cell was killed by too much scotch the other night, but I doubt it. Yeah. Now they could pretend like, oh, you know, it's a war out there, so we don't want the world to think America is weak by having a president who's impeached. Yeah. We have a bunch of spineless weenies in Congress. The Senate is full of them. Name one tough fucking senator. Now we do have a former presidential candidate as a senator, and he's smart. He does a great job, you know, Senator Ted Cruz.
I talked to a student recently at one of our woke college campuses who said she's required in every class to introduce herself and to give her pronouns. Well, I'm Ted Cruz, and my pronoun is kiss my ass.
Yep, and then there's Rand Paul, Dr. Rand Paul, who does not like Dr. Doom Fauci and goes after him, but where is he? right now, why aren't these senators that are intelligent, conservative, Republican, why aren't they calling for impeachment? They can't impeach, they can convict, but only after the House Republicans impeach. Where is, and I'll ask this question again, Speaker Meathead McCarthy, where the fuck is the impeachment? And I'll go after my favorite congressmen, all of them that are Republicans. Where the fuck are you? Marge Taylor Greene, Boebert. Right? How about Senator Cotton? Where the hell are you? Okay, tough guy Matt Gaetz, where the fuck are you on impeachment? I'm not afraid to ask these questions. You guys are responsible. You guys have the power. You have the authority as an elected representative of the people of the United States, and you have a charge. They are charged with executing their jobs properly. And within that authority of their job is the ability to put in articles of impeachment. It is not retribution, right? It's not retaliatory after 2 years of Biden shit. It's not retaliatory. So where the fuck is it? Why isn't it being talked about? Junior congressmen, freshman congressmen, experienced congressmen, veterans of Congress. Why not? Why aren't they calling for it? Unbelievable. Conspiracy? I think people who have a conspiracy theory have more credibility than these people in Congress who won't execute the authority they have. Right? At least someone with a wild conspiracy theory, they're brave enough to stand up and say, I got an idea. I think I know why that's happening. How about this one right here, folks? The Federal Reserve is going to launch FedNow payment service in July. FedNow. Here comes the federal control of spending, folks. No guns. You're not allowed to use FedNow to buy guns or ammunition. Oh, you want free speech? You want to pop off? We're just going to lock your FedNow account. No free association, folks. Another First Amendment right. No free association with any anti-woke group. Oh, you want to be part of the R Syndicate? You want to be part of the Prepared Mind Network? You want to be part of the Patriot Movement? Make America great again? America first? Then your FedNow account is closed. I'm not liking this a bit. All right, Jolene, let's get back into it. Who wants to ask what and talk about what? It's Heidi. She says, is Meathead McCarthy possibly waiting on the investigation of the Biden crime family? It is moving along. It is. It's moving along. Crime after crime after crime after crime after crime after crime after crime. The former wife of the now dead Biden son, who was screwing Hunter Biden, her dead husband's brother, apparently has gotten lots of money from China. Joe has been shown to have lots of money come from China. Hunter is now the laptop, folks, everything. Last weekend, wasn't it Gozer, Congressman Gozer, that said, hey, we got the stuff in hand. We got it in our hand right here. Look at this evidence. We got witnesses. We got evidence. We got papers. We got documentation. We got lawyers. Impeachment. Meathead McCarthy. I get it. I mean, I do get it. I totally get it. Let's get all of our stuff together. And then we're going to present it to the American people. My fear, and it's based on historical precedent and accuracy, is that they'll gather all that information, they'll pick it up, and instead of carrying it and setting it in front of a camera, they're going to drop it in a fucking trash can. Everyone will forget about this shit because some new crisis will come up. Man's 72-hour news cycle will move them on to something different, and they'll forget all about the bullshit. And it's not bullshit. It's fucking high crimes and misdemeanors. Taking money from the fucking enemy. Taking the money from any government. Unbelievable, folks. Unbelievable. Let's move on if we shall. I know we're running out of time. Jolene says we got some questions. And Jason Walker says, this country disgusts me sometimes. Wonder why I ever went and got shot at. Well, I can tell you why you went and got shot at, Jason. Not because you like being shot at. No one likes having a bullet whistle over their fucking head and hit the dirt or a tree or a building. I don't know anybody that likes that. You went in the military for the same reason I did. You love your country, or at least the idea of what America was. You love your family and your friends. You love your community, and you want to protect them from terrorists, communists, anti-Americans. And now you and I wake up every day in a country that is inhabited by a very large percentage of anti-American, America-hating scumbags. And that's what disgusts you. That they're here and that I can't just go out and hunt commies. I can't go out and hunt them. Oh, they can hunt us. They want to cancel us. They want to threaten us. They want to assault us. They want to burn our businesses. They want to burn everything down, burn it all down. They want to commit acts of insurrection that isn't insurrection. You know, not to Democrats anyways. Insurrection is when you vote as a Republican. You went and got shot at, right? You joined the military because you love what America is. But America is only America on paper now. The Constitution. That's the real America, but it's not being protected. It's not being held up. It's not being loved by the government, nor its bureaucrats. Right? We're elected politicians, and that's what's disgusting. It is those in charge with power that are the disgusting ones, and those who refuse to prosecute fraud, corruption, and perversion. Comet ping pong. Pizza and hot dogs. Swept under the rug. Jeffrey Epstein, we got you. Oh, he's dead. Sorry about that, America. The list of people that was on, what? It all went away. All right, Jolene, who's next? We got David Clinton. He says, John Cruz's wife atop at Goldman Sachs. Ted Cruz's wife is a top dog at Goldman Sachs. Sucks. Well, there you have it. Did I get that right? Jolene, please check the comments. Man, make sure. Yeah, he means Cruz's wife. He's saying John, Cruz's wife. Wouldn't surprise me. So if that's the case, if Ted Cruz's wife is at the top of Goldman Sachs Bank, then that would tell me that Ted Cruz is on a leash. And he can only bark so loud and he can only run so far before he comes to the end of that leash with a hard and taut jerk. Right? That's what's going on, folks. These people are bought. They're paid for. They're controlled. Is he an American? Look at the actions, folks. Look at the deeds. Do they love their country or do they love their paycheck? Do they love their finances? There's your answer. These people are for sale. They're for sale. Other people are coming out, folks. They're exposing themselves. Well, let's go with the musical one. Eric Clapton. He's got fuck you money, and he doesn't care. Aaron Rodgers, former quarterback for the Green Bay Packers. He's got fuck you money, doesn't care. They're going to say what they're going to say, and they believe what they believe, and that's good. We need more people to do that and stop selling out. All right, we got one more question, and it's time to get to it. Jolene, we got Chin Music. He says, John, I've stopped asking if things can get worse. Who falls better, turtles or fudge brain? That's a good one. Turtles is Turtles Mitch McConnell, and fudge brain is, well, Gigi, Joe Biden, let's go Brandon, F.U. Biden. Who falls better? It would be the president. He's fallen 3 times on the steps of Air Force One. Turtles McConnell fell, and we don't have any footage of it. At least I haven't seen it. But he fell very well, folks. He fell so well that he hospitalized himself with it. And it's taken days and days and days and days for him to get, well, is he better? So, I mean, we could say that Turtles fell and definitely injured himself more. But Joe Biden has embarrassed himself, his family, well, the office, Washington, D.C., and probably all of humanity. And I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. And I'm sure we could all, if we could tune in to what channel they watch, listen to them laugh at humanity also. They're like, Joe Biden, really? Joe Biden, folks, is a figurehead. He is a fall guy, and he is a puppet. He is a lying trash heap. Prove me wrong. Chance favors, folks, the prepared mind. Are you? Semper Fi. Godspeed.